Kylie Jenner has shocked the world time and time again when it comes to her looks. At the beginning of this year, when she was on red carpets, fans were calling her out for looking old. Now, she talked about it on an episode of The Kardashians and was crying about it. Talking to her sister Kendall about the rumor she'd been using fillers after Paris Fashion Week, she said, "It's a miracle I still have confidence and can still look in the mirror and think I'm pretty. I went on a journey last year dissolving half my lip filler. I even hate having this conversation over and over again. It feels like it's a waste of my breath because I think with me it's never going to change." Now, you'd think some people would then leave her alone, but people have come back 10 times more to drag her looks. Now, Kylie made her British Vogue debut on the cover of the publication's September 2024 issue, titled The Big Fashion Issue, and readers have mixed feelings about her appearance. One person tweeted, "Sorry, but she absolutely looks 60 years old. Like, this is Susan Lucci as far as I'm concerned. This is a desperate housewife. She lived on Wisteria Lane since 1967. Now, a lot of people agreed with them calling her old, and there's also a viral tweet comparing Kylie to her ex-friend Madison Beer. Now, Kylie and Madison are the same age, but Kylie looks about 20 years older. Now, recently a lot of people have been calling out Ariana Grande for her present looks. When the trailer for her new movie Wicked came out, Ariana was unrecognizable. She dyed her hair blonde and ditched the ponytail. Now, since she finished filming the movie though, she's kept the hairstyle. Then a lot of people were worried about her weight and her face, accusing her of plastic surgery. One person commented on her looks saying, "It's distracting how sick and frail Ariana looks. Why would Linda look like she's starving to death? It's not just even her body, it's her entire appearance," they said. Now, Ariana has revealed that she's taken a hiatus from lip fillers and Botox injections in recent years. Now, the comments came during a video made for Vogue about her beauty secrets, during which she got candid and emotional about how her relationship with beauty has shifted over time. The singer and the actor had not previously disclosed undergoing any cosmetic procedures, but she admitted, "I had a ton of lip filler over the years and I had Botox. I stopped in 2018 because I felt so too much." Selena Gomez's appearance has been ever-changing since she got her kidney transplant and was diagnosed with lupus. She's been on a lot of different medication and it affects her weight, so it fluctuates a lot. Now, people have been commenting on how she's looked recently, and there was recently a video on TikTok that discussed the changes in her face over the years. Selena saw it and responded by saying, "Honestly, I hate this," wrote Selena, who's been open about her struggles with lupus. "I was on stripes because of a flare-up. I have Botox. That's it. Leave me alone," she added. Now, Selena first discussed what cosmetic work she had done last December when a commenter told her to remove her cheek fillers / implants. Now, in response, Selena said, "Ha ha ha, I've had Botox, baby girl." Now, some people don't believe her though and think that she's gotten work on her eyes and eyebrows as well. Now, in March of this year, Khloe Kardashian shocked fans yet again with her appearance. Khloe helped her sister Kourtney as she appeared in a promotional video for her brand Lemme. And let me say, people were absolutely brutal. One person said, "No, we are not okay because your alien lips take up half of your face and this is the 100th version of your nose, let me barf." Another said, "Those lips and glasses, she looks like a cartoon." A third person added, "Her lips are insane and not in a good way." During one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2021, Khloe said that people have accused her of having a face transplant but insisted at that point she'd only had one nose job. Now, where should I start with Katie Price? This past month, she showed off her 6th facelift and her 17th boob job. Yep, you heard those numbers right. Now, Katie has been left unhappy with the surgery, according to her friends. A source told The Sun Katie now needs her eyebrows redoing because the facelift means they're pointing up, and she's worried she looks like Spock from Star Trek. She's really beaten up. Junior and Princess hate speaking to her on FaceTime because she's so bloody and bruised. They joke that she looks like Frankenstein's monster. Now, apparently Katie also had surgery on her eyes and under her chin in Istanbul after her usual surgeon refused to carry out the work for her. An insider said Katie was determined to change her face again, and when her usual clinic in Brussels said no, she made new arrangements. Now, it seems like she has an addiction to plastic surgery and she looks nothing like her old self. In September 2023, Miley Cyrus revealed a new look. She had dyed her hair back to brown and appeared to have a more chiseled face. Now, this has led many fans to believe that she had buccal fat removal, and they are not a fan of it. One person tweeted, "The buccal fat removal and the veneers combo is kicking her butt for real. A post on a Reddit community discussed how changed Miley's looks are over the years. Now there has been speculation over whether the star has undergone any plastic surgery. Now Blac Chyna decided to reverse every single cosmetic procedure that she's had done on her body. She removed all her facial filler as well as went through a breast and butt reduction procedure. Now the 34-year-old used to be known for her exaggerated look, but now she's making some big changes. She spoke to Access Hollywood and opened up about the many procedures that she's had over the years and her journey in getting them reversed. She said, "This is my 5th boob job, I've had liposuction 3 times, I've had fillers, I've had butt augmentation," and she explained that she underwent an 8-hour operation to get rid of a 2-liter Coke bottle worth of silicone in her butt. Now that removal resulted in her losing 10 pounds. When speaking about the transformation, she got tired of having the surgery look because she feels that it's no longer flattering and totally changed her face. Fans loved her honesty and commended her for publicly acknowledging that she might have made a mistake, but she looks completely different now. Photos of Tom Brady have been circulating the internet, raising a lot of questions. Most people are asking, did Tom Brady get his buccal fat removed? And let me tell you, it sure does look like it. He looks pretty thin now. Now people may raise the point that he got really in shape and maybe lost a bit of weight, but we all know that Tom has always been in shape, and buccal fat usually doesn't tend to fluctuate with weight loss and weight gain, and the change would be minimal if it did. So suddenly seeing drastic chiseling in that area usually indicates a buccal fat removal procedure that's been done. Now he is aging though, so he could just be losing the fat in his face for that reason, but I'm not too sure it makes him look this chiseled. Now in April of 2021, Zac Efron's appearance in Bill Nye's Earth Day special sparked viral plastic surgery rumors. A year and a half later, the actor told Men's Health that he was healing from shattering his jaw when he ran through his house in socks, slipped, and landed chin first on a granite fountain. Having to compensate for his injured facial muscles, his masseters just grew. Now a lot of people don't believe him though and think that he's gotten some work done in vain because his face has only changed recently, even though the accident happened almost a decade ago. Now Zac didn't even know about the rumors until his mom called him to ask him if they were true. He said, "If I valued what other people thought of me to the extent they may think I do, I definitely wouldn't be able to do this work." And for the past couple of years, fans have accused Nicole Kidman of getting plastic surgery. The New York Post interviewed licensed plastic surgeons in May 2022 and asked for their opinions. The outlet spoke to facial plastic surgeon Dr. Dara Loida, who has not treated Kidman but was confident that she had received plastic procedures recently. Dara noted that the 2022 pictures of the actress left little doubt that she had a facelift and neck lift surgery. She noted deeper facial structures have been pulled and lifted up, while her jawline and neck look tighter than would be possible without it. Now in 2011, Nicole admitted to trying Botox for a brief time, but ultimately decided to stop receiving injections.
Not all transformations are for the best, and today we're here to talk about Zac Efron, Kylie Jenner, Dove Cameron, and other celebs who missed the mark. For those who missed it, Zac attracted attention online back in 2021 after he appeared in Bill Nye's Earth Day special, and a lot of folks on the internet were like, did he alter his face with plastic surgery? And while a lot of folks did defend him, Zac's face quickly became the subject of many memes and ongoing mockery. A year and a half later, Zac ended up addressing the debacle, explaining during an interview with Men's Health that he'd previously been injured in a severe accident that left his jaw completely shattered. Revealing that he'd slipped while running through his house in socks, Zac said that he hit his chin on a granite fountain and totally lost consciousness. When he woke up, apparently his chin bone was hanging off his face. So this occurred back in 2013 and caused Zac to have his mouth wired shut. He also sustained a gash so deep that it required stitches, according to E! News. And as a result of breaking his jaw, Zac said that his other facial muscles, especially the ones that are used for chewing, had to overcompensate, ultimately making his jaw look really different. On The Kardashian Show, Kylie Jenner revealed she secretly got a boob job at age 19. After getting pregnant for the first time 6 months later, she was like, well, she wishes she'd never got them done to begin with. She continued, "I had beautiful breasts, like natural ones, just gorgeous, perfect size, perfect everything. I would recommend anyone thinking about it to wait until after having kids. Obviously, I have a daughter too. I would be heartbroken if she wanted to get her body done at 19. After many years of being in the spotlight, Dove Cameron has become one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. She's reached iconic status thanks to her roles on the Disney Channel and the upcoming Wicked movies. Dove has been open about her lip filler surgery, and she's not ashamed of it. She's admitted to getting those procedures done in the past, and she's never really done anything to hide her decision from fans. But her ever-evolving appearance has sparked numerous discussions, with a potential nose job being a central point of speculation. She's kind of remained silent on the topic of rhinoplasty, leaving fans and critics to draw their own conclusions. If you were to compare earlier photos of Cameron with more recent ones, you'll see subtle changes in the shape and refinement of her nose. Some observers point to a slightly narrower bridge and a more refined tip as possible indicators of surgical intervention. However, it is important to consider that other factors can contribute to these changes, such as natural aging, weight fluctuations, makeup techniques, photo editing, and whatnot, but you take a look. Megan Fox, who said in an interview last year that she has never ever loved her body, candidly discussed in an interview about getting some work done, listing out the cosmetic procedures she has and hasn't had done and what she would love to do in the future. For starters, she got her boobs done. She initially underwent this when she was in between the first and second Transformers movies. She said she had them redone after she was done breastfeeding because I don't know where they went, but they went. She didn't have enough body fat to disguise. She said you could see the rippling of the implant, so she had to switch them out to her current set. She also had rhinoplasty in her early 20s. And apart from those two key parts and another surgery that she was gatekeeping because, according to her, sorry, it was really good, it's not a known plastic surgery, people don't really know about it. Apparently she's also employed Botox, fillers, laser, stuff like that. She said she's done everything you could possibly do, and she always will. Noah Cyrus may have grown up in the same spotlight as her famous sister Miley, but she's made a name for herself as a great singer-songwriter. However, since rising fame tends to attract unwanted criticism, Noah has become the subject of plastic surgery rumors. In January of last year, she attended Paris Fashion Week, sharing a photo on Instagram. And although many fans praised her bold blue ensemble, a couple of others focused on Noah's face and accused her of having work done. One fan said, "Oh my god, she ruined her beautiful face. Why? Just why?" This was a comment on the post, and then a lot of other folks were like, Botox! According to The Sun, Noah's look on American Idol in the same year drew controversy due to her bleached eyebrows and once again this alleged plastic surgery. A lot of folks actually failed to recognize a singer who grew up in the spotlight because of obviously her association with her sister. Now, despite the criticisms, Noah does not seem to care about the trolling, so go Noah. Anya Taylor-Joy, a renowned actress known for her striking beauty and exceptional talent, has been the subject of many controversies surrounding her alleged plastic surgery. In January of 2021, Instagram fan account Celeb Plastic shared multiple side-by-side images of Anya, captioned "then and now." Not only that, but Twitter users also alleged that she had work done, with one user tweeting in January 2023, "People got butthurt when someone tweeted that Anya Taylor-Joy doesn't pass for her working class character in the menu. Come on, she looks like a rich celebrity with expensive plastic surgery. Compare her to how she looked in her early career, and it's all the more obvious." While the star hasn't publicly addressed the speculation, she has opened up about being bullied in the past for her wide-set eyes. In a recent Reddit thread, many fans began sharing their theories as to why they believed that she might have gone for a more sculpted and sunken look, emphasizing her cheekbones. Someone said, "I wish she just didn't do the fat removal. She looks so cute." One fan commented while analyzing a still of Split. And another one was like, "I prefer her post-fat removal." And some fans might have guessed that her transformation could be due to weight loss, but a lot of folks think surgery. Erin Moriarty's return to the television screens this year has reignited speculation about her changing face. The actress appeared on the 4th season of the hit Amazon series The Boys, in which she plays the superhero Starlight, and she's got a dramatically different and more snatched look, if you will. The transformation sparked fierce comments from broadcaster Megyn Kelly, who described the actress's changing appearance as quite upsetting and a massive turnoff. Kelly went so far as to call it a sign of mental illness. Now, these comments prompted Erin to announce she was taking an extensive, if not permanent, break from Instagram back in January, and this was in an emotional and scintillated post. Thankfully, she has returned to socials, but Well, Moriarty has denied having cosmetic procedures. DailyMail.com spoke to top plastic surgeons who say the opposite and have revealed exactly what she's likely to have had done. The first most obvious procedure is a rhinoplasty, more commonly known as a nose job. A plastic surgeon in Missouri who specializes in facial procedures told news outlets that the tip of Erin's nose is now more refined and the bump has been removed. Surgeons also suspected fillers in the cheeks and lip and Botox in the forehead to iron out fine lines and wrinkles. Two doctors suggested she may have undergone even more extreme surgery on her upper face. Maybe a brow lift, maybe that fat removal that's very popular. At the age of 19, Blac Chyna got illegal silicone butt injections from somebody who wasn't a real doctor, and at the age of 35, she got them removed. In an Instagram video, she said, "I just want all the ladies out there to know, do not get silicone shots. You can get sick, you can die, have complications, and all this other crazy stuff." She's like, "Normally my procedure would have taken 4 hours tops. Hers took over 8.5 hours. Whatever that silicone mass, whatever that was in her rear end, it kept clogging the machine and breaking it." She has also had her facial fillers dissolved since. Modern Family star Reid got cheek implants at the age of 19, but he was so uncomfortable with the result that he isolated in his apartment for 6 months. Afterwards, he tried several other procedures until he finally vowed to stop at 24. None of the doctors suggested I consult a psychologist for what was clearly a psychological issue rather than a cosmetic one, or warn me about the potential for addiction. Before seeking to change your face, you should question whether it is your mind that needs fixing. Plastic surgery is not always a bad thing. It often helps people who actually need it for serious cases. But it's a horrible hobby, and it will eat away at you until you've lost all self-esteem and joy. I wish I could go back and undo all the surgeries. Now I can see that I was fine to begin with and didn't need them. Vanessa Williams has long been an open book about cosmetic tweaks, admitting to both regular doses of Botox and multiple other sessions. "It hurt like hell the first time I did it, and I swore I would never do it again, but 3 months later my makeup artist asked what I did and said my face was really tight and looked great. Just kept doing it, and it doesn't always look the best."
Michael Jackson looked extremely different from the beginning of his career right up until his death. Now, a lot of people think this was due to plastic surgery and various health issues he had. One of the most noticeable changes was his nose. Now, he actually eventually admitted to getting a nose job in a 2003 documentary with Martin Bashir. He said, "I had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose. It helped me breathe better so I can hit higher notes. I'm telling you the honest truth. I didn't do anything to my face," he said. Then there was the issue of his skin color though. Michael told Oprah Winfrey back in the early 90s that he suffered from vitiligo, a skin condition that created pale blotches on his body. His dermatologist, Dr. Arnold Klein, confirmed that in 2009, saying his was bad because he began to get a totally speckled look all over his body. It was all over his body, but on his face significantly and his hands, which were very difficult to treat. Now, it's been rumored that he used bleaching cream to make his skin tone more even. However, other experts have claimed that Michael had a lot more done than just one nose job and skin lightening. Michael got his first nose job in 1979, and he claimed he got the surgery not because he wanted a smaller nose, but because he broke it during a dance rehearsal and needed an operation. But then he got it done more times. Now, LaToya Jackson appeared to follow in her brother's footsteps when it came to getting botched plastic surgery, especially on her nose. On October 13th, 2017, LaToya was spotted dashing out of a drugstore. Now, strangely, she was wearing a hairnet, leading sources to speculate that she'd undergone cosmetic work earlier in the day. Now, this is valid for people to assume because if you look at photos of her throughout the years, you can literally see her nose shrinking, and obviously that's not natural. As her face evolution was then reviewed by a panel of America's top plastic surgeons, and while none of them had treated LaToya, they all agreed that she's undergone the knife for multiple nose jobs. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Lisa Rinna turned heads recently, and not in a good way, due to how her face looked. Now, Lisa attended the 2024 Fashion Trust US Awards in Beverly Hills in April, but as soon as photos and videos were released to the star, people began questioning her looks, claiming that she had too much face filler. Now, Lisa then responded to the comments about her looks, saying that she used Skin Vive, which is described by the FDA as a gel implant or dermal filler that is injected in specific areas of facial tissue to add definition or reduce the appearance of lines and wrinkles. Now, she said this was not good for her. Skin Vive is not good for everyone, and it was not good for me. Luckily, we could dissolve it today. Phew, she wrote. Now, there were also concerns of her lip fillers that she's had in the past, as the silicone caused hard and bumpy scar tissue on her lips. Now, Madonna's face has been ever changing, and there's been a lot of speculation that she's gotten a lot of work done. But in 2023, she finally admitted that she had plastic surgery, but she has not revealed what the procedures were or how often she's gone under the knife. Board-certified surgeon Dr. Barry Winterbob, who reviewed before and after images of Madonna, said he saw signs of at least 12 cosmetic facial procedures, which he estimates would have cost multiple six-figure sums, which is not surprising at all. Now, accusations really came to a head after the singer presented an award at the 2023 Grammys. She looked nothing like her past self, and fans were calling her out on social media for her excessive plastic surgery. Now, it's been reported that she was affected by these comments, and she accused those of making the comments of ageism and misogyny at the time, but later admitted to having plastic surgery after posting a photo with the caption, "Look at how cute I am now that the swelling from surgery has gone down, LOL." Now, this isn't the first time that fans have accused Madonna of trying out plastic surgery, as in the 1990s there were rumors that she was trying out Botox and was undergoing a nose job. She's never confirmed or denied these allegations, but looking at photos of her and comparing them, you can tell there's a huge difference, which you can't just attribute to aging. Now, Joan Rivers was the queen of plastic surgery. Joan passed away in September 2014, and afterwards her daughter Melissa wrote a memoir called The Book of Joan: Tales of Mirth, Mischief, and Manipulation as a tribute to her life. In the memoir, though, she revealed that Joan had 348 cosmetic operations over her life and was never happy with the way that she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. Now, that is truly just insane to me. Now, when speaking about the plastic surgery, Joan said, "My motto is better a new face coming out of an old car than an old face coming out of a new car." Now, Joan admitted to having Botox injections, several nose jobs, an eye tuck, liposuction, and a few facelifts. Now, in the end, Joan passed away due to a botched elective surgery she was having on her throat, and every surgery had a risk, but she didn't care, which in the end contributed to her death. Heidi Montag went overboard when it came to plastic surgery. I'm honestly surprised that no one put a stop to it because it seemed so dangerous. In 2010, she had 10 cosmetic procedures done in one day. Yes, 10 of them. Now, the star was just 23 years old at the time, with the surgeries including a chin reduction, liposuction, a breast augmentation, a brow lift, rhinoplasty revision, facial fat injections, and an ear pinning surgery. Ahead of her operations, her surgeon told her that she would recover within a few months, but it actually took her over a year to get back on her feet and back to normal. "I could barely talk, my jaw, I had part of my chin sawed off. I mean, it was really a lot," she said. "We had to have houses at the house for months to help me recover." Now, she also had something really scary happen during the procedures that she finally spoke about in 2018. She told Paper Magazine that she actually died for a minute at the recovery center post-surgery, after she was given an incorrect dose of a painkiller. "My security guards called Spencer, who is her husband, and told him Heidi's heart stopped, she's not going to make it," she told the publication. Yeah, it's absolutely insane that she was able to get all of that done at the same time, and shame on the surgeon who did that to her. And now we have Tara Reid admitting to getting a botched boob job and body contouring procedures in the past. Now, in an interview, she said that she consulted a plastic surgeon in 2004 and she asked for big B's, but instead he gave her C cups and she didn't want them. Now, after the surgery, she immediately noticed that her nipples were deformed. But after 6 months of "it's going to get better," it started to get worse and worse. "I never thought I'd have nipples that looked like this," she said. Then, to make things worse, she had a nip slip on the red carpet at P. Diddy's 35th birthday party in New York. Now, it wasn't just the fact that she had a nip slip that made headlines, it was because it was revealed to the world that her boob job was botched. Now, instead of her areola being a perfect round circle, hers was different, as if a chunk had been cut out. And after the incident, Tara was labeled Franken nipple and later had to explain that her plastic surgery had gone wrong. She said, "I was already dealing with what it looked like. The last thing I wanted to happen was have the whole world see it." Now, she also had a procedure called body contouring done by the same surgeon and was unhappy with the results. "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing," she said. "I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." Years later, after doing some thorough research on doctors, she went under the knife again to get the previously botched jobs corrected. She says that she saw a therapist for about a year to get help with her confidence issues and she settled down. Thankfully, she seems to be happy with how she looks now, but I can't imagine all the physical and mental pain that she went through with those first surgeries.
Number 10. Zack Efron in Baywatch. Acknowledging his appearance changed in recent years, Efron explained that his looks changed after he fell over at his home and he broke his jaw in November of 2013, making his face and jaw muscles have to work extra hard. According to Zack, he was seeing a physical therapist to help him recover from this, but he briefly stopped while he was in Australia, where he taped 2 seasons of his Netflix series Down to Earth. It wasn't until 2017's Baywatch that fans really noticed the physical changes that Zack was going through. He was already a very muscular man. He claims to have starved and dehydrated himself for the shoot to appear more toned up. And on top of that, this was around the same time that his jaw started to reset itself, being noticeably stiff throughout the feature. His jaw is now more pronounced and it gives him like a more square but muscular face, almost appearing swollen sometimes. The look was only a third of the reason that fans hated this movie. It was also because of the terrible script and performances from its cast. Seriously, Dwayne Johnson, come on. Number 9. Sylvester Stallone in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, Sylvester Stallone's face is distracting in general. Ever since Rocky, this dude has looked like he's slowly been melting for 20 years, until suddenly a new face emerged. The fun thing with Sylvester is, depending on what movie you've seen between 2010 and now, depends on what you may have gotten in terms of face altogether. Around The Expendables, fans started to notice some subtle changes in his face. The cheeks were a little bit more prominent, he seemed to have more pronounced jaw, but the closer to the final Rambo movie we got, the more that he began to resemble his Rocky days. But most recently in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it seems that someone took a drywall scraper and just like slowly flattened his face. His eyebrows also look more pronounced, almost like they're the Nike swoosh. And while the overall film is not a flop, the scenes with Sylvester in them were universally agreed to be unnecessary and distracting to the overall project. Number 8. Mickey Rourke in Wild Orchid. Back in his early days in Hollywood, Rourke was known as one of the prettiest boys in town. He was often compared to the likes of Marlon Brando and James Dean. However, that reputation did not last long. Throughout the 1980s, the diner actor would always talk about his issues with fame and how he hated the industry. So, throughout the early 90s, Mickey slowly started getting into the world of professional boxing as an escape. This was the main cause for so much of his misshapen face. According to Mickey himself, he had slowly been dismantled by the sport, breaking his nose twice, snapping his cheekbone, and damaging his ribs and toes. Needless to say, a professional doctor advised him to hang up the gloves before it did too much damage, but unfortunately that damage was already done. In his 1990 film Wild Orchid, the actor's cheeks were visibly swollen and he just looked so different. Later in 2009, he admitted that these changes were indeed due to botched plastic surgery, as a lot of people speculated. Whether it was the bad acting or the bad surgery, the movie tanked at the box office and it currently sits at a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Since then, Mickey has gone under again for corrective surgery, but he still looks like a clay model of his former self. Number 7. Nicole Kidman in Bewitched. Nicole has been around for a while in the world of Hollywood, starring in everything from superhero movies like Batman Forever to the film on this list, 2005's Bewitched. The film was based around a TV series of the same name and featured Kidman as the lead and Will Ferrell as her co-star. The film was okay, it's fun for some, but for critics, it was a rough ride. One thing many fans noticed right away was that her cheeks looked suspiciously round. Like throughout the movie, the audience was left wondering what was happening to Nicole's face. Over the years, it has been speculated that she's gotten some kind of work done, but it was never actually confirmed. But just taking one look at a side-by-side proves that something has been done. Her cheeks look fuller, her face seems lifted, you know, there's a lot going on upstairs. This film was just the first of many to leave fans pondering what Nicole had been doing, and it did not stop there. The closer to 2020 we got, the more she appeared to have done, becoming nearly unrecognizable in her role in Bombshell. Number 6. John Travolta in Wild Hogs. John Travolta is a renowned actor who's been around for decades and's probably starred in at least one of your top 10 movies. However, the iconic Pulp Fiction actor surprised fans with what looks like the aftermath of botchy plastic surgery in 2007's Wild Hogs. Fans were convinced that John had some work done in his face and it had gone horribly wrong. Comparing his face to the greased lightning star that we all know and loved, there are just noticeable differences under his eyes and around his jaw. He now had more of a square face with unnaturally straight bone structure that he most certainly did not have when he met Sandy. Of course, getting Botox, fillers, or even plastic surgery as a quick fix to hide the inevitable signs of aging is not that big of a deal in Hollywood, but Mr. Travolta might have just stepped into the wrong surgeon's office, as fans were shocked and critical about his new look. The film overall was just a little bit strange, but it had a nice premise. It featured some pretty stellar comedic actors like Tim Allen and Martin Lawrence and Ray Liotta. They played a wannabe crew of bikers who get more than they bargained for when they run into actual gang members. It sounds fun, but the entire film is derailed by the distracting face of John Travolta. Seriously, this dude went from greased lightning to being struck by lightning. Number 5. Helen Hunt and I See You. From Mad About You and What Women Want to Twister, there is no denying that Helen Hunt has been a tour de force on screens big and small for decades. In fact, she got her start as a child actor in the 70s. A lifetime in the spotlight means fans will always be curious about every aspect of your life. Considering the pressure to remain youthful in Hollywood, many fans wondered if Helen Hunt ever decided to get plastic surgery. Well, 2019 was a big year for Helen. She had several movies coming out and had just directed an episode of The Politician. However, the main draw of that year was her role in the horror movie I See You, with many fans claiming that the film was unwatchable simply due to her facelift. It seemed like someone was trying to CGI out all the age on her face, but it ended up looking just strange, weird. The negative online comments caused many fans to skip this one and wait for the home release. Who am I kidding? They torrented it. Number 4. Tara Reid in American Pie Reunion. Tara has starred in several comedy flicks over the years, but they tend to stick to the same category: schlocky and cheap, which are still fun. Being a part of movies like Van Wilder, Sharknado, and of course the American Pie series. While she seemed to be on the rise, rumors of a serious attitude on set were slowly bringing her less and less roles, and a wardrobe malfunction at a party for P. Diddy in 2004, in which one part of her chest was visible for all the world to see, well, that didn't help either. She had clearly gotten some work done, which was obvious thanks to a certain body part being in the shape of a square and not a circle like it should be. She had also received many physical alterations to her face and stomach, with the latter being botched so horribly to the point where Tara had a hernia that prevented her from being able to work without a shirt on, which was apparently a big part of her career. When the gang got back together for the reunion, fans were curious to see where the film would take the crew and if it may be the first of many more American Pie movies. Unfortunately, the script combined with the distracting physical changes to one of its main cast members caused fans to peg this flick as a must-forget. Number 3. Jeremy Piven in Smokin' Aces. The Entourage star has not always been some cool guy in a suit. He's been a wide range of characters, from a bald store clerk to a villain in Spy Kids 4. This man is versatile, and so is his hair. In one of Jeremy's first acting gigs in Singles from 1992, he's very obviously missing the top of his head. His hair is slowly thinning, but is very clearly on its way out. Okay, so cut to the first season of Entourage, where his hair suddenly began to grow back. And by the time the 2006 movie Smokin' Aces came along, Jeremy had long hair. He looked like he was in a boy band that partied just a little bit too hard. This was a very distracting moment in the world of Hollywood and is a part of the reason that this movie tanked. It could be that, or it could be the terrible performances given by Piven, especially when you compare it to his co-stars like Ryan Reynolds and Ben Affleck, but who knows. It seems that the closer to 2020 we got, the more hair this dude had. He claims to have received hair transplant surgery, which was difficult to hide as he was bald one day and Elvis Presley the next. Number 2. Porsha DeRo, Arrested Development. While this may not be a film entry, how about the fact that she messed up a whole season of television just with her face? In fact, it had changed so much that her character was slowly written out of the series. The popular series returned after 7 years of rest, releasing an entire season, 15 episodes worth, all at once on Netflix. Now this is how the running joke heavy sitcom was really meant to be watched, all in one sitting over and over again at the viewer's own leisure. But it seemed that all the Twitter sphere could talk about was actress Porsha DeRo's face. DeRo, who plays the vapid, self-centered, clueless Lindsay Bluth Fuquay in the series, had apparently gotten some work done as a side-by-side of season 1 to season 4 shows vastly different faces. Several plastic surgeons gave their take on the possible changes and agreed that it was very obvious that she had had some work done. They report that she received a nasal tip reconstruction and Botox injections. Yeah, you don't need to be a plastic surgeon to see that one. Unfortunately for the show, show, that 4th season was not well received, and one of the many issues that fans seemed to have was the little to no explanation on why Lindsay looked like that. And at number 1, Kim Bassinger in The Burning Plain. Kim was a rising star in the 1980s, being featured in rom-coms, action movies, dramatic pieces, each one just a little bit better than it would have been without her. Towards the end of the 1990s, she was still maintaining a steady career, but as we entered the new millennium, many were noticing several changes to her face. By the time The Burning Plain came out, it was obvious what was going on. Her cheeks were noticeably larger, leaving her with deep ridges. Her face was also suspiciously wrinkle-free, which made the changes even more obvious. Between the Botox, the facelift, and who knows what else, her role in the film was bogged down by the unrecognizable face of Miss Kim Bassinger. Despite boasting a great cast with Jennifer Lawrence and Charlize Theron, the film tanked, and no one could take it serious.